Now on CoastTV News.
Trump talks tactics, what the president is calling a major step toward a peace deal with Hamas. Tractor-trailer crash, a scary scene at a Georgetown intersection this morning. Walking for a cause, 100 people gathering in Rehoboth Beach to spread awareness and money for Alzheimer's disease.
It was a gorgeous Saturday for Delmarva with another in store for Sunday and a bit warmer. Nice weather continues into early next week, then rain for Wednesday. Details coming up.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Good Saturday evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Emma Aiken. Welcome to CoastTV News at 11. Our top story tonight, President Trump has announced Israel has temporarily halted its bombing campaign in Gaza. In a Truth Social post today, Trump called it a critical step toward finalizing a peace agreement with Hamas and securing the release of hostages. Trump also threatened Hamas to move quickly or else, quote, all bets are off. On Friday, Trump revealed Hamas responded positively to his 20-point proposal aimed at ending the nearly 2-year-long conflict. Meanwhile, 2 U.S. officials say Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, Trump's son-in-law, will travel to Egypt this weekend. The officials say the two will be negotiating details of the hostage release agreed to by Hamas and other aspects of the peace plan. In Georgetown, this was the scene this morning around 7:50 a.m. The Georgetown Fire Company says they responded to an accident involving a tractor-trailer at the intersection of Savannah Road and Rudd Road. Georgetown EMS also responded. They tell us no one was injured. More than 430 people filled Grove Park in Rehoboth Beach this morning for the Walk to End Alzheimer's, raising over $148,000 to support research, care, and advocacy. Among the hundreds who walked through Grove Park, Stephanie McDonough is on her 23rd walk. She lost both her husband and mother-in-law to Alzheimer's and says the walk is a way to keep fighting.
To me, it's wonderful to see this because people are fighting, every day, this devastating disease. So this gives us hope, and it gives us the money to continue the research that someday, like your children and I have great-grandchildren now, they will not have to fight this disease.
If you missed today's walk in Rehoboth Beach, there's still one more happening here on Delmarva. On November 8th at Salisbury City Park, the walk gets started at 10:30 with check-in at 9. Tomorrow is Coast Day in Lewis. Scientists, staff, and students from the University of Delaware will showcase their research surrounding environmental protection. There will be hands-on activities, touch tanks, boat tours, and even a chemical magic show. The event takes place at the Sharp campus from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And tune into CoastTV News at 6 and 11 tomorrow to watch a full story on Coast Day. And we're now going to take a live look into Dover. Our First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihe joins us. Bob, it's certainly been a beautiful first weekend of October.
Oh gosh, yes, Emma, it has been gorgeous, and that was the case today with wall-to-wall sunshine and temperatures a little bit above average. We were at 80 in Dover, 78 in Georgetown, Salisbury 77, a little cooler in Ocean City at 72 degrees, and we've cooled now about 20 degrees naturally as we go into the evening. Clear skies, calm winds. We're in the upper 50s inland areas, Georgetown and Millsboro and Dagsboro, all at 57, a little milder at the beaches, 64 Ocean City, 62 at Bethany Beach, Rehoboth at 63. Winds are calm inland, but a light southwesterly breeze, and that's the tendency, a southwest breeze that will be warming us up with time. I am concerned about some fog overnight, already some fog for the eastern shore around Cambridge, 2 miles in fog there, and that could expand across Delmarva as we go into the overnight hours, as we're looking at mainly clear skies, high pressure still in charge. So we're looking at calm weather, but another chilly start with high pressure right over the top of us and just some clouds across the southeast, otherwise very dry. Here's midnight on Futurecast, mid to upper 50s. And then as we go into the morning hours, heading off to church, we're looking at upper 40s, some inland areas with lower 50s, and then mid 50s at the beaches. Watch for that patchy fog that quickly burns off around sunrise. Otherwise by noon, mid 70s and then upper 70s away from the coast mid-afternoon, a little cooler at the beaches. So a beautiful Sunday on the way. Lots of sunshine, looking great for the outdoor activities. Changes into the middle part of next week. More on that coming up a little bit later on.
Thank you, Bob. These photos from the Office of Animal Welfare show the conditions that 49 cats, 42 dogs, a few rats, and guinea pigs were found in a Newcastle townhome. 4 animals later died due to what's described as grave medical conditions. Now, as you can see here, the dogs and cats are at the Animal Rescue Center in Georgetown on the road to recovery, but the SPCA says it needs your help with this massive intake. Right now, some adoption fees are waived at the shelter to help them handle rescues from this animal cruelty case. The Office of Animal Welfare says the man who had all of those pets is facing over 64 counts of animal cruelty, plus rabies, licensing, and housing violations. And the Office of Animal Welfare says the man was the founder of an animal rescue. CoastTV News anchor Madeline Overturf has the story.
Go play. Go play. Oh my goodness.
A dog happily running in the yard at the Animal Rescue Center in Georgetown.
Oh my goodness, there you go.
But just a few days ago, this dog and 97 other animals were confined to this. A Newcastle townhome in such bad shape, the home was condemned.
It is upsetting to see so many animals being mistreated and not being cared for properly. And to have so many pets in such a small environment, it's just not really feasible nor responsible.
The Office of Animal Welfare refers to the case of these dogs as a betrayal. A betrayal because the office says the man who had them was the founder of an animal rescue. His own website claims to be a sanctuary for animals when in reality the Office of Animal Welfare says their condition was absolutely anything but that.
As the criminal case against Mark Potomi continues, these animals are now in the care of the Brandywine Valley SPCA.
I'm honestly relieved for these animals. They came from a space that was a very dark time in their lives to a time where they have hope, they have, a path forward, and they have us to support them and our community behind us.
The SPCA is waiving some adoption fees and looking for emergency fosters for the other animals in their care to make room and time for these 4-legged survivors to heal.
One question many people are asking, how did a self-described at-home rescue get so many animals? And how did they get in such bad shape? We know at least some of the animals were adopted from a large shelter in Philadelphia whose executive director says it stopped partnering with Potomi after they had concerns, and a cat rescue in Maryland had similar circumstances. We reached out to Mark Potomi's rescue, Pets and Wildlife Sanctuaries Incorporated, directly via email and cell phone and did not hear back. Mark Potomi, the founder of Pets and Wildlife Sanctuaries, is facing 64 misdemeanor counts of animal cruelty and citations in regards to rabies, licensing, and dog housing. If convicted, the maximum sentence would be 1 year per count, so 64 years in prison, though fines are possible instead. Potomi is currently out on $231 bail. Switching gears to traffic, on your screen now is the intersection of Deer Forest Road and Macaulay's Chapel Road. It is currently a two-way stop, but according to DelDOT, not for long. The agency says it will be converted to an all-way stop, and DelDOT says work is scheduled to start October 7th. The next legislative hearing re-examining statewide property reassessment is scheduled for October 7th. The hearing will include presentations and committee questioning of officials from Kent and Sussex counties. Last year's court-ordered reassessment was the first in decades and left many homeowners with higher property tax and school tax bills. Lawmakers say they're looking for answers about the tax hikes and how they can help counties with future reassessments. We are continuing our coverage on the ongoing legal battle between the federal government and an offshore wind developer that wants to build off Delmarva. A judge has denied the Trump administration's motion to pause an ongoing lawsuit against U.S. Wind. The feds are arguing the current government shutdown has limited its attorney's ability to respond to the suit. U.S. Wind opposed to the motion, warning that the government could take advantage of and delay and undermine the court's ability to weigh in on the project's approval first. The lawsuit began last year when Ocean City challenged the Biden administration's approval of the project. Rehoboth Beach is reviewing a $21.3 million bid for improvements to the wastewater treatment plant this Monday. This is the final phase of what has been a multi-year upgrade process, expected to last almost 15 years before more work is needed. Sussex County will cover 2/3 of the cost based on wastewater flows. Town officials warn that sewer rates may increase to cover these costs. Calls to save a historic pecan tree are growing in Milton. Neighbors say the tree is at least 100 years old and is a landmark in the town. It stands at the corner of Route 16 and Union Street, where a business park and Royal Farms are slotted to go. Neighbors tell us they are hopeful the tree can be included in the blueprints for the project.
There are so many trees in Delaware. Development is taking thousands of them out, by the hundreds and thousands. This one is old. It's right in the center of town. It's historic. It's the only one, and it's worth saving.
We reached out to Royal Farms and officials with the business park to see if keeping the tree in the blueprints would be an option. We have not yet heard back. We are just getting started here on Coast TV News at 11. Coming up later, Sober October, what participating in the global movement can do for your health.
We've had great weather for our country calling in Ocean City, and Sunday no exception. Light winds, lots of sunshine, temperatures into the upper 70s. Some changes heading into the middle part of next week. I'll have your full forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Coast saw it all this week. We'll have a look at that recap when we're back in just 60 seconds. From new traffic fees to the local impacts of the government shutdown, there was a lot going on this week here on the coast. Charlie Sakaitis has a look at our week in review.
Monday, Coast TV reported on the new traffic fees that went live in Maryland this week. In the past, speed cameras would charge violators $40 per ticket. But as of October 1st, those fines are speed dependent, and they can range anywhere from $40 all the way up to $425. So to all the leadfoots out there, be careful. Tuesday, a home in Dagsboro exploded, killing one, injuring another. Neighbors suspect that it was a gas explosion, but the investigation is ongoing and that has not been made official. Wednesday, Delaware marked a new chapter for veterans as General Karen Berry was sworn in as the state's first Secretary of Veteran Affairs, a cabinet-level position. House Bill 1, which established the state-level Department of Veterans Affairs, was passed by the General Assembly and signed into law by Governor Meyer in August. Thursday, while a zoning decision on a planned shopping center off Route 24 has been delayed, the developer of that project told Coast TV that something will be built on that land. Right now, the plan includes a Costco, Target, and Whole Foods, but if the zoning change is denied, the developer could opt for housing of some kind. Friday, the Food Bank of Delaware concerned over the government shutdown and what it could mean for their services. During the shutdown, the food bank is expecting even more people, especially federal employees, to need the food bank's help. And if the shutdown continues for a while, they say more people may show up, but federal assistance may not. For your Week in Review, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
A government shutdown continues. Conflicting claims over immigrant health care spark debate across the nation.
It was an amazing Saturday weather-wise. 78 the high, 48 the low, so a little bit above average on the high, a little cooler on the low. We're going to warm things up Sunday with beautiful weather continuing into early next week. Rain chances come on Wednesday. Your forecast in 2 minutes. The first weekend in October has not disappointed. It's been amazing. Blue skies today, gorgeous conditions, and this evening clear skies and moonlit conditions with a full harvest moon coming up on Monday. Here's how Spicer Brothers can. Visibility pretty good right now in Salisbury, 59, but temperatures dip again tonight, falling through the 50s with clear skies. Our storyline overnight, another chilly night with clear skies, and watch for patchy fog. Already seeing that across the eastern shore with lows into the 40s and and 50s. That could spread out, become a little more widespread tomorrow morning. And then after morning fog, sunshine on your Sunday. Wonderful. Wall-to-wall sunshine and a bit warmer. 5-day temperature trend. Well, the average high now is 74. We'll be above that Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. 80 on Sunday, 79 Monday, 81 on Tuesday. Then we start to see rain building in Wednesday. It cools to 71, then even cooler by Thursday with a high of 65. Right now we've got temperatures mid to upper 50s. Inland areas 55 in Laurel, Georgetown, and Millsboro 57. Willard's 56. A little milder at the beaches 64. Ocean City 63 in Rehoboth and Lewis. And the winds are calm or very light, but the tendency is out of the southwest as high pressure is beginning to slowly slide away. And there's some of the fog we're watching right now in Cambridge, 2 miles visibility, and some of that could expand overnight into the rest of Maryland and Delaware. So watch for that. Otherwise, it's clear skies, gorgeous conditions out there, and we have high pressure right over the top of us. So from Maine to the mid-Atlantic and into the southeast, all is quiet. Just a few clouds across the southeast, but all is quiet all the way back into the central plains. So very, very quiet weather to kick off October. Here's Futurecast overnight with the clear skies, temperatures falling through the 50s to right around 50 in Georgetown and Seaford at 7 a.m. 53 in Salisbury. You can see some areas of patchy fog as well. Mid-50s at the beaches. That fog quickly burns off the sunshine, and a warm up tomorrow. Upper 70s close to 80 degrees with 60s and 70s at the beaches. And then Sunday night into Monday morning, pretty much a carbon copy with temperatures into the lower 50s, maybe a tad warmer. A few more clouds on Monday and temperatures into the upper 70s. Maybe some more humidity too with the winds coming in out of the southwest. On Sunday, beautiful conditions, upper 70s in Lewis and Dewey Beach, mid 70s from Bethany Beach to Chincoteague, and our rain chances really shoot up on Wednesday into the widespread to likely range with the cold front. We'll be tracking that cold front moving in, hopefully a beneficial rain on Wednesday, and then behind that it will be drier and cooler. And in the tropics, we are looking at a pretty good chance of this area in the Atlantic developing, about a 60% chance in the next 7 days. So we're not done with the hurricane season yet, but things are pretty quiet right now. 49 tonight, clear skies, cool, patchy fog. 80 on Sunday. Watch for the morning fog. Paul Davis 7-day forecast. Dry and warm through Tuesday. 81 there. Then rain showers Wednesday. 71, 65 Thursday. And then remaining cool and dry Friday into Saturday.
During negotiations over the federal government shutdown, Republicans have accused Democrats of pushing for taxpayer-funded health care for undocumented immigrants. Democrats have called that a lie. Danny Spiak is taking a closer look at this particular claim.
During the shutdown, top Republican leaders such as House Speaker Mike Johnson,
illegal aliens would be paid for,
and Vice President J.D. Vance have claimed that Democrats won't vote to open the government unless they secure health care benefits for people here illegally.
They gave us legislative text that would have undone us cutting off health care benefits for illegal aliens.
Based on a 1996 federal law, though, unauthorized immigrants are already ineligible for federal health care programs like Medicaid.
And not a single Democrat has raised the issue of trying to reverse that federal law.
Instead, the Democratic counterproposal to fund the government seeks to reverse parts of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act that limited certain lawful immigrants from enrolling in programs like Medicaid.
That includes many people who are here as part of a humanitarian program like refugees and asylees, people who are paroled in the U.S. who are survivors of domestic violence.
Matthew Lopez with the National Immigration Law Center notes that these groups are not considered undocumented.
What Congress did this last summer did not affect the eligibility of undocumented immigrants at all.
There is a separate provision in the law that reduces federal reimbursements related to emergency care for undocumented immigrants. But even if Democrats successfully repealed that, hospitals would still be obligated to provide this care under federal law.
After the break here on Coast TV News at 11, chain closure. Rite Aid closes all remaining stores after bankruptcy. What customers need to know. Rite Aid has officially closed all of its stores. The drugstore chain filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in May of this year after previously filing in 2023. They closed hundreds of locations just a few months after and announced Friday that all stores are now closed. Customers who used Rite Aid for prescriptions and to get vaccines can request their history online, according to their website. It's a month-long challenge to abstain from drinking alcohol. Sober October is a global movement that allows people to see what a sober life looks like. But what can 1 month of not drinking do for a person? In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither explains the benefits and has tips on how to have a successful cocktail-free month.
October may mean pumpkins and colorful leaves, but for some, it also kicks off a month-long challenge to stay sober.
Abstaining from alcohol for even a short period of time can really make a big difference when it comes to our health.
Registered dietitian Sarah Ream with Orlando Health says alcohol puts a strain on the body, and those cocktails can have consequences.
It can increase our risk for cancer. It can increase symptoms of anxiety, depression, even learning problems. And long-term alcohol use can really increase our risk for things like heart disease, hypertension, which is high blood pressure.
Whether you're sober curious and plan to cut back or want to kick your drinking habit altogether, Ream says to set yourself up for success by planning ahead. If you're used to having a drink after work or out with friends, it's helpful to still have something in your hand.
Still have a beverage, but maybe that's a sparkling water or a non-alcoholic alternative to our favorite beverage.
Next, Ream says to still maintain the integrity of the habit, use a wine glass or beer tumbler you're used to using with the non-alcoholic drink. And finally, let your friends and family know what you're doing.
Even getting a buddy to do it with you. That way you have somebody that is there supporting you, kind of going through this journey with you.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Now here's a live look into Ocean City, and one more check on the forecast is coming up after the break. It's week 5 in the NFL regular season. We have Sunday Night Football right here on Coast TV. The New England Patriots are facing the Buffalo Bills. Coverage begins at 7. Then stay right here for Coast TV News following the game.
Weather-wise, watch for areas of fog Sunday morning on the way to church or off to get some breakfast. It's going to be cool with temperatures in the 50s, but another glorious day. Wall-to-wall sunshine, lots of sunshine, blue skies, and temperatures into the upper 70s, maybe hitting 80 well inland. That's my projected high for tomorrow. Paul Davis' 10-day forecast, still nice into Monday, 79, 81 Tuesday. Our one rain chance comes on Wednesday. Let's hope it's a soaker. 71, it does cool down. It's dry Thursday and Friday. Right now, next weekend is looking partly cloudy and pleasant.
Thank you, Bob, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app. Saturday Night Live starts right now. Have a great night.